Hello everybody. Good. I hope you're all feeling well. Sorry I didn't send this earlier. A few technical problems. So we're going to look now at the topic of technology that we started last week. And let's just have a quick look at some of the vocabulary. So if you look at the flashcard here, we've got a computer. So with the computer, you can see the screen, the computer itself, the keyboard, and the mouse. So let's have a quick look. It's a computer. Perfect. Okay. Now let's look at this. What's this? What do we use to switch the computer on? How do you switch the computer on? We use this here. We use the button. Button. We have to push the button and the computer switches on. Here we've got the mouse. The mouse. It's called a mouse because it used to have a wire that used to attach it to the computer, and so it looked a little bit like a mouse. So here you've got your mouse. And we've got, as we said before, we've got our screen. This is the screen. This is where we see videos, we see the work we're doing. We can see it's where the computer is communicating with us, so we can see what we're doing. Okay, have a look at the next one. So we've got a mobile phone. So I think everybody's seen a mobile phone. Mum and Dad have probably got one. Granny and Grandpa, big brothers and sisters. Maybe some of you have got them as well. So on your mobile phone, you can do lots of things. Now, this particular one is what's called a smartphone, which means you can do pretty much everything except make tea. So that's pretty cool. So you've got a mobile phone, or we sometimes call it a cell phone. So you can use that as well as a cell phone. Then we've got, this is called an MP3 player. I don't think people use these very much now because most people play their music through their phones. However, it's quite a useful thing. It saves music in special files which are called MP3 files, and so they can listen to their music when they're running or walking around. So that's another way of listening to music, an MP3 player. Okay. Another thing we don't really use very much now are DVDs, where we used to be able to, we had a DV player where you would put your DVD into a slot and it would play films. So many of us would look at films, but now I think people tend to see them on Netflix or Sky or one of those kind of platforms. So we don't use DVDs so much now, but they're quite a useful thing to have. You can also put photographs onto them. So very cool. And then if we need to communicate with somebody, so if we don't want to send a letter, we can send what's called an email. So an email is something that you have to write an address, and it usually has the @ sign, which looks like it's the chiocciola, it's what they call it in Italian, I think. And you have your name and the chiocciola, and then you have the server address. And so you put your address, the person you're sending it to's address, what it's about in the subject, and then you write your message. And you can send it by pushing the red button, or there's usually a thing that says send, and you send it to who you want. And that's another way of sending information to people. It could be your friends, your family, people more in sort of your teacher. Okay. So on your mobile phone, you can also send messages. These are called text messages or SMS, but most people nowadays, they use WhatsApp, which is the same kind of idea, but it means that everybody's connected to everybody else. So it's probably a little bit more versatile than the original one. Or if we don't want to send messages, we can send videos of ourselves. So they're a little bit more interesting, I think. So you can see people moving around and singing and dancing. So that's quite an interesting thing to do. And then you can send video clips. You can go and watch them on YouTube or little things like that. So you can go and watch people doing things, moving pictures. So I was going to say we've got video clips. And finally, we've got the internet. The internet is this amazing world where you can find and find lots of different things, but it can also be a little bit dangerous. You have to be very careful when you're using internet that you've got an adult nearby and you just go to the places that people have indicated. Don't go off it, because there are some not things that aren't very suitable for you. So that's the internet where nowadays you can find most things of information. So today we're going to look at the song. So if you look to page 55 in your pupils book, you can see Grandpa in his living room, and he's surrounded by his grandchildren, and they're trying to tell him he needs a new mobile phone. But if we listen in the song, we'll see that we'll have to see, does he really want a new mobile phone? So let's listen to the song, and then we'll discuss that afterwards. Listen to the song. Okay, here we go.
Grandpa needs a new mobile.
No, I don't.
With an MP3.
The what?
It's got music and video clips and lots more to see.
I don't need any more.
Grandpa needs a new mobile.
No, I don't.
So he can text his friends.
I can talk to my friends.
He can take lots of photos and play games at weekends.
I go fishing at weekends.
Grandpa,
I've got a DVD player at home.
Grandpa,
I've got a nice camera.
Grandpa,
And my old mobile phone works perfectly well.
Grandpa needs a new mobile.
New mobile phone.
Grandpa needs a new mobile.
No, I don't.
So he can plan his day.
I've got a pen and paper.
He can listen to lots of songs and phone or even play.
I haven't got time to play. I've got a radio. I've got a nice camera. My old mobile phone works perfectly well.
Okay, so let's have a look at Grandpa. So does Grandpa really need a new mobile phone? Is he happy to get one? He says he's got his old phone. They can do everything he needs to do, so he just needs to speak with it. And so his grandchildren say you can watch videos. He says I can do that on the television. He says you can take photographs. He said I've got a camera. They say you can write messages. He said I've got a pen and paper. So why do we need a mobile phone? I suppose it's because we can keep everything in our pockets. So it makes it much easier to be able to use it. So let's just repeat the words that we use. So we've got computer, TV, camera, the internet, mobile phone, email, ebook, video, and app.